Now you done it. You knocked the window out of your skid steer. If you own one of these, you will probably eventually knock the windshield out of it. It's just part of the life of owning a skid steer. Road, rocks, work, you're gonna break a windshield every now and then. Let's go over how you fix it. First thing you're gonna do is take this clip out. Lift up on the back side of it, and it slides back towards you. Try not to lose that. And that just pops out of the socket. Unplug the door. This one here has a hose on it, you'll have to unplug. There is nothing else holding this door on at this point other than just gravity. Grab it. The door is off. Alright, go ahead and lay it down on something. You gotta take your windshield wipers off. These windshield wipers were damaged in the accident, so yours might not look exactly like this, but you can figure out how to get them off. One big thing about this is there's 100 little parts on this deal. Make sure you put your parts in separate piles. Put all your windshield parts in one pile, your hinge parts in one pile, your door handle parts in one pile. That way you're not trying to figure out what little gadgets and gizmos go to what. Pull that off. This just pries up. There'll be some sort of a cover on it. This one's been broken off. You'll flip that cover up. Take this bolt off. Then you'll have to pry it. Pry it off with something. It's got a little bit of a bind to it. Your wiper arm is off. You'll also need to take this big bolt off here. Nut off, excuse me. Alright, we took this cover off the top of here, unplugged it so I could pull it right off. You won't always have to do this, but you will sometimes. You'll have to hold the internals on this with something and take this big nut off. Also have to take this one off. This whole stud screws out.
Stupid comments.
Okay, we got that stud out, and I remembered to put gloves back on. The beauty of this is, if you don't wear gloves, you're gonna bleed like you hand feed piranha. It's just constant cuts, so you might as well just put gloves on from the start. You'll eventually have to break all the glass off of little things like that. You'll have glass on this thing. You'll have to clean off. But that's all you have to take apart on the windshield wipers to do this job. There is a sleeve right there. Might as well take it out because it'll fall out also. Now then, to take these off, turn your handles. That'll pop off. And that handle, that'll pop off. You will have to take that handle off also. So a lot of the times all these little things will fall out. Pay attention to them, pay attention to where they go. There's a little sleeve right here in the middle also. That's your hinge side. Door handle side.
Yep.
All right, pull your handle off. Be this one. That will come off. You can just go ahead and pull this if you want, and get it right out of the way. That comes right off. Now, yet again, they're all stuck in this door, but there's a bunch of little pieces in here. Remember where they go. Also, this thing will come out. All right, now we just need to clean up all the glass off of this gasket material.
Okay.
Okay, this is some rubber gasket material, and it actually holds this glass pretty good after it's broken. So this gasket was put on a little goofy, so I'm just going to pull it off. Clean it up. All right, you're ready to put the glass on. Okay. All right, we got everything cleaned up.
This gasket's just sitting here.
Okay, we're all cleaned up. You're ready to start going back together again. This goes down in there. This one goes back in there. You can set your glass on. As you're putting this back together again, leave all your nuts and bolts loose till the end, because you will have to make minor adjustments here and there. Okay, those are all started. Let's go over here to your hinge side. Make sure your gasket's on your hinge. Sits on there. And there. Okay. Got your hinges on sitting in place. Drop that on there. Spring goes up underneath there. Get it in. Line up your bolt holes. Doesn't matter which way it goes. holds the nut for you so you don't have to have a second wrench. I don't think there's any downside to just tightening this right up right away, because it's nothing that gets adjusted. Now after you're done with that side, you can take this side back apart because you forgot to put the bushing in between this and the glass. Okay. Yet again, I just lightly snug these just in case I need to make a few minor adjustments. All right, your hinges, your actual hinges. This here is facing down. Got that. You take this gadget, stick it in there. You press up, and then the spring pops it into place. There's usually a black plastic cover that goes over that. There you go, hinges are on. Don't forget to tighten them before you put it back on the machine. Get your gasket lined up correctly. All right, this is the part where you're gonna wish you had more hands. So we got the gasket all lined up. These little... This goes in here. This goes on here. Right through, get her lined up. Then this comes up. it is assembled. Now tighten all your bolts. Go back and double check everything. Obviously you don't want to over tighten it. You're going just against glass, so you don't need to try to break it. Just snug everything up good and tight, and then we'll go on to the seal next. Okay, while we were away, we shut off the camera because I was cursing, because when we went to tighten everything up, the frame was bent a little bit, which happens sometimes when you break a door violently. So we had to take it all back apart and straighten the frame out. If that frame is bent or you can't straighten it out, you probably just need to get a new frame, because it'll put a bind on the glass. Then the first bump or even the slightest rock chip is just going to turn that thing into shards again. So
just so you know, that's what happened. So we're back to
everything's tightened up. These windshield wipers are a little beat up. I'm going to try to talk the customer into replacing them, but for now we're going to go ahead and just reinstall them. Now it's missing some parts. I believe normally there's a cover that goes over this nut just for looks. You get this little one on, then this big one's kind of a booger. You gotta push it down and get it in just the right place to get it on. Also, a fun fact here, that switch can be installed upside down. So if things are haywire and upside down, you just have to take it apart and flip that switch wire around. Hook up all your cords and stuff that you've unhooked. This one here has a hose that'll have to be hooked back up. Door latch sensor. All right, we're ready to put the seal on it now. Okay, this is the seal that came off this door. This one is just shot, obviously. You can see it's weather checked, it's cracked, it's beat up. Even if this is a fairly new machine and that seal's still good, you're probably going to want to replace it. It's got metal inside of it. When it's installed that first time, it bends the metal, it does funny things to it. It doesn't ever go back on quite right. And it's got some sort of a sealant in there that holds all these chunks of glass in. You could spend an hour digging that glass out, and then it's not going to fit right. It's probably going to fall off, or just get a new seal. I don't know how much they cost. I bet they're around 30, 40 bucks, but it's worth your time to get a new seal. It looks better and it works better. Now then, these seals used to fit really tight. You used to actually have to stretch it over the glass. The latest generation fits quite a bit looser. So what they recommend is you get on each corner, get it started on your corners. Now that you're here, grab your rubber mallet. Just gently tap her in there on your corners first. If you just start in one spot and go around in a circle with today's seals, I promise you it will be too long. If you do it this way, it will take up all the slack fit on just fine. All right, team lift. You gotta get both of these lined up just right, then it falls right in place. That's all there is to that. So we'll have to adjust our seal just a little bit in because it's a little tight right now. But for the most part, from there, we just plug the shock back on. Put the clip back in and hook up your wires, and this job is done. Thanks for watching.